You are listening to The World As I See It podcast. 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 As I See It.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The World As I See It. I am your host, and this is the third episode of our mini-series breaking down the huge spectrum of vision loss. Before we get into the specifics of these diseases and treatments, please know that I am not a doctor or a health professional. This information is just for general knowledge and conversation. Now, a quick recap of the series so far. So, we've talked about central vision loss, macular degeneration, where you lose the detail, and peripheral vision loss, glaucoma, where you lose the frame and develop tunnel vision. Today, we are looking at a condition that combines elements of both, but with a completely different starting point: genetics. We're talking about retinitis pigmentosa, or RP. This is a great condition to explore because it shows that vision loss, it's not just about aging or pressure. Sometimes it's written right into your DNA. So, what is RP? It's a group of rare inherited disorders that cause the photoreceptor cells in your retina, the rods and the cones, to slowly and progressively break down. So, your retina is covered in two types of light-sensitive cells. The rods handle low light vision, and the peripheral sites, where the cones handle bright light detail and color. So, with RP, the rods are usually the first to go. The first symptom is almost always night blindness. So think about trying to navigate a movie theater or a dark restaurant. Well, a person with RP often can't see a thing. As the condition advances, it starts taking the peripheral vision next, creating that severe tunnel vision that we talked about with glaucoma. So the progression here is usually very slow, and it often takes decades. And for many years, people with RP, they have a clear, tiny central patch of vision. And even after that central sight is lost, they may still perceive, flashes of light. Or they will have residual light perception because the cones are struggling, but they're not totally dead. So these visual, they are part of the daily reality. And the key to this condition is that it is purely genetic. It often starts affecting people in childhood or young adulthood. So knowing that it's inherited, it has a huge impact on how families plan and adapt. For treatment, traditional methods, they haven't been able to reverse the damage, but RP is one of the most, exciting areas of research. We're seeing breakthroughs like gene therapy and retinal implants that are aimed at slowing the progression or even restoring some sight for specific genetic forms of the disease. It's a huge area of hope. Understanding retinitis pigmentosa is vital because it completes our look at the causes. It's a powerful example of sight loss driven by our genes, reminding us of the huge diversity in vision challenges. Next time, we are wrapping up our entire series. We're going to step back and look at total blindness, the kind of vision loss that's been present since birth, and we'll sum up the biggest takeaways from our deep dive into the spectrum. Send me your questions. If you have questions about this episode, feedback on the series, or ideas for future topics, reach out to me at theworldasiseeitpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you for listening and for joining me on this journey. I hope that these conversations have helped you to learn more. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it. Until next time, stay curious and keep listening.
You've been listening to the World as I See It podcast.